welcome everyone to a very special Carroll Worldwide. We are here with special guest Mike Stewart, who I discovered when I was like 8 years old. He is Michael Dennis. I'm Dennis Michael, and it still blows my mind to this day.
And my man crush.
Your man crush? I didn't know that. This is a big moment. So, Mike,
should I leave the room, boys?
Sherry, you're just here to watch. Okay.
Oh well, I'm totally into that too.
So, Mike, tell us what you've been up to, because you and I were like best buds in elementary school. We never had like a falling out. We like weren't as close later on in our schooling, but like you were like a pillar of this community. And what have you been doing for us in Carroll County recently?
Yeah, man, I've known both Dennis and Randy for quite some time now, but you, I mean, like since first grade.
Yeah.
And I remember going over your house and playing tons of video games, and yeah, like you said, we never lost. People just grow apart, you know.
Yeah.
And I think part of that is, you know, as like I got really into martial arts at a pretty young age, and I just stuck with it. And now we have a few
Dennis
schools.
did not.
And neither did Randy.
I did.
Quitters. But anyway, that's what I've been up to. And yeah, we own a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu school, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, Maryland. We have 2 locations, one in Columbia, one in Finksburg. And it's great because I used to terrorize Finksburg as like a teenager, like on my skateboard, and
you had like
that shopping center.
You had the skater hair and skater pants and everything.
Yup.
You were like living the life.
And now we are able to give back to the community a little bit there, which is really nice.
Are you you never had an experience at Scenic Overlook, did you?
Bro, we have people, because you have to think where I'm at now, the scenic view. I thought you say we're not supposed to talk about places.
We can talk about places. We just don't mention specific names.
Oh,
people.
Okay. Well, I don't know any of these people's names.
Right. Like we don't. We're not trying to trash the business. You're just talking about the clientele problems you probably had.
Oh my God, we see it every day.
Because that's like that's a very.
I had to kick some stragglers out a few weeks ago. Actually, we kept finding a bunch of mini bottles in the back of the building and just trash and stuff like that.
Oh no, you have a video of you kicking out drug dealers.
Oh yeah, they were doing a drug deal in the parking lot, and I'm like, hey, can you guys like not do this here?
You went Facebook Live with it and held the camera.
I forgot about that.
And we all watched it. Like it could have really gone awry, and we would have seen it.
They can't be doing it. You got to regulate, man. I'm not calling the police. Get out and sell that somewhere else, man.
Are you one of the Avengers yet?
No. Carroll County's first Avenger. Yeah. Vigilante justice is still illegal as far as I know. But these yeah, so the scenic view attracts some characters, and we're the first point of contact because of course they do their shopping right there at the liquor store and the food line there.
Liquor store first though.
Oh my God. And then they cut through to us. You know, we're the first ones they cut through, so we see everybody.
Yeah.
We see everybody along their way. We've had to actually tell certain people that have been a problem, like go around our parking lot, like that attracts some characters there, no doubt.
So you grew up here. You live near here, technically like right across the line in Baltimore County, the city, as you call it. Reisterstown is the city to some people. So like, as a person who grew up here and has a business here, like what things are the same and what things are different to you? Like just from those 2 different perspectives.
I mean, there's definitely more development. I mean, when we grew up here, there was nothing on 140. You know, it was like just the mall. And it still feels very much the same when I come back here to do shopping and stuff like that. It still feels the same to me. And I feel like, man, when I was like in my early 20s, everyone partied a lot more. All the bars were packed. Like every place is packed. Like all the time, man. And last couple of times I've gone out around here, like on a Saturday night, like met friends. These places it's like empty. Like no one's there.
Yeah.
Which I find odd. I came out for a UFC fight at the Green Turtle for like a pretty popular fight and expected to not be able to get a table because we came kind of late, and it was empty.
10 years ago, that was not the case.
Things are, I don't know if it's the economy or people are just drinking less and being more responsible. I don't know.
I think it's a lack of development because everyone, like our age group especially, we were the Bulge and the Snake. There wasn't enough space in schools for us. And they built all these schools and they stopped building houses, and it's like, you know, I'm not sure about your parents, but my parents are still in their house, and like these communities haven't turned over, and so you just have so many people born like young Gen X old millennials that
Yeah.
were like part of that group, and like we've aged out of going out every night. At least I have.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just like got other stuff to do. I'm not interested in like a huge bar tab all the time.
I'm still working on that one a little bit.
Yeah.
But whatever keeps you busy. And so like it just like that, you know, when you're 25, your propensity to go out's a lot higher than when you're 35. It seems like.
For sure. That makes sense. Yeah.
That's-
That's the biggest difference I see.
Yeah. So what belt do you have in jiu-jitsu?
So I
know this, but I'm just giving
So
you a chance.
I am a black belt under Grandmaster Helson Gracie.
And that's recent.
Jiu-jitsu. Yeah, that's within the last 6 months. Yep.
How long did it take you to get that black belt?
10 years.
10 years.
A little over 10 years.
So they don't just hand this stuff out.
Nah, jiu-jitsu is pretty tough. It's the belts. The belts don't come easy. It's a lot of work.
Now
What-
you got that in Brazil.
Yeah, I went to Brazil.
Is that customary? Is that required, or did you just do that?
Pretty sure I'm the only American to ever do it through him.
Wow,
So
that's hardcore.
Yeah, it was good, man.
So you, what belt do they generally want someone to have to open up their own studio and really instruct people?
So I was kind of a anomaly. I opened my school when I was a white belt,
Really?
which is not really
That's interesting.
smiled upon and is pretty unusual. But I've done other martial arts and I have experience with running schools and stuff like that prior to that. And the good news is I had a lot of really good support. Some of my instructors, Stuart Ramos and Kyle Spendiff especially, they kind of put me under Todd Tanaka. They kind of put me under their wing and said, hey, we'll oversee this guy. We'll instruct the adult classes. He's mainly going to teach the kids and run the school. And they were cool with it.
So you were learning jiu-jitsu sort of and learning your business at the same time. Like you had the business background, but like this martial art was like you were less accredited in it at that point.
Right.
That's
Right.
really
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
That's really cool. One of my friends who does jiu-jitsu, first of all, he's in Silver Spring. He says your buddy in Westminster is getting the like biggest names to come to his studio. So he's like.
So your buddy trains in Silver Spring?
Yeah, that area. Silver Spring, Bethesda. I'm not
cool.
sure what studio, but he is like talking about your place like it's a mecca. So like you're like on the map. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's taken some time, but it's finally taken wings a little bit, But I was joke. It's like it's 10 years to become an overnight success. People see it now and they're like, wow, this place is great, but it's taken a little bit to get to that level.
One of my other friends who understands I don't know martial arts very well, he said to me that like being a purple belt is like being a Jedi Knight, and a black belt's like a Jedi Master. So you're like a Jedi Master of jiu-jitsu now.
See, I don't get caught up. Like people are like get wrapped up in like, oh, if a guy is a black belt, he's automatically gonna cry. I mean, like I know some black belts that are a little bit out of shape, man, and like don't really actively train anymore. It is a perishable skill.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, like compared to other styles, like if you have rank in like you've been trained, if you're a purple belt, you've been training for probably like 6 or 7 years. That's a long time, and it's got to be consistent. It's really, physical, so you get good.
Well, if you're interested, check out Mike. What's the full name of your business? How should they find you best? The web.
The web is the best. Just realjujitsu.com, realjujitsu.com, and the name of the business is Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Maryland. And yeah, we got locations in Finksburg and Columbia, so scope us out for sure.
And they should follow you on Facebook because you have really good videos that you put out of you just
you.
talking. And there's one in particular that
Oh God, here we go.
you talked about. When I was a kid, I got into fights, I got beat up,
Yeah, me
I got
too.
bullied, etc., etc. And my parents always told me, if someone hits you, you hit him back. If somebody fights you, you fight him back harder. Mike put out a video about this. My older sister's boyfriend once told me, somebody hits you, you grab whatever you can. You grab a chair, a stick, a rock, whatever you can, destroy them, etc., etc. Mike put out a video explaining why this mentality of telling your kids to fight back is wrong. And he had a really good analogy. It was so spot on and logical that it changed my mind immediately. And I talked to other parents about it. Nobody disagrees with it.
Right.
What is that analogy that you came up with?
Dude, I completely forget what you're talking about. Sometimes I come up with this stuff on
Really?
the fly.
This
Sometimes
is
I
like-
come up with this on the fly.
This was like a life-changing
Remind us.
riding a bike down a hill.
Oh yeah, okay, yes, for sure. So, sorry, man. Sometimes
No.
I come up with this stuff on the fly, and it's just I can't remember exactly what you're saying.
This was brilliant, though.
And my short-term memory is a little fried for reasons we won't talk about. But yeah, I like people just tell their kid, oh yeah, well if that kid punches you, well then just punch him back. But you're like sending a kid into battle with no weapons, man, not even a shield. So you're in essence telling them to stand. First off, the physical confidence comes first, and then you can't just tell someone that you're terrified of to leave you alone, because you know it's not backed up by anything. It's just words. There's no substance behind those words. So yeah, these parents are doing the equivalent of sending their kid to battle with this mean bully in school that it's not scared of fighting. You know, that's probably growing up with a few older brothers whipping his ass, or his dad or his alcoholic father, whoever. He's accustomed to violence, and you're telling your kid that's been sheltered their whole life, just go fight that kid. Well, that's the same thing of finding the biggest hill in your neighborhood, and then no training wheels, no helmet, no pads, and putting your kid on the bike and just telling him good luck. I hope you survive.
Who's never ridden a bike before?
Who's never ridden a bike, who doesn't know have any balance, there's no safety. And that's
Right.
the first thing we always start with, is making them comfortable with violence and contact, but making it very safe. These are kids, you don't want to freak them out. But yeah, I think parents do this all the time. It's the same thing as throwing your kid in a swimming pool without letting them know how to swim. Like, it's your responsibility to make sure they have the skills to protect themselves and to be able to survive. Like, I tell people all the time, like, if you have like a 10-year-old kid and like they can't swim, like, what have you done? I don't know. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's a good thing.
No.
The world's not a terribly violent place, but it can be. And the main thing is for kids, like, they're not going around getting in fights all the time, but the confidence that comes along with knowing that you can win a fight and you can beat most of the kids in your school, their words are powerless to you when
Right.
they're making fun of you. It's like, well, what are you going to do about these, idle threats or empty threats? It's not scared to a kid that's been wrestling or boxing or doing jiu-jitsu for a few years.
Yep. Cool.
So, yeah.
Thank you. I love that.
So, Mike, we are going to keep you around for this whole thing. You're going to get to chime in about all the stuff that we're going to go through.
Which is probably infinitely less interesting.
Well, isn't this sort of like a Seinfeldian experiment where we spend a lot of time talking about stuff that is not
Right, that is like
inherently
that is
interesting?
nothing.
Right. So, so we're gonna see where we go with this.
There's some gold in some of this stuff.
Well, where do you think we're going to find our biggest, brightest nugget, Randy? Which of
Where
our
are the
stories?
nugs, Randy?
I don't know, man. Let's
where-
start. I'm just broing it up with Mike.
I'm glad we put you on opposite sides of the table. Okay, so
Nice.
I don't want
nice
him to be.
alpha
The
balance.
sexual tension is palpable.
Yeah.
I just don't want Mike to be uncomfortable with you fangirling over there or fanboying.
He'd be like rubbing my leg with his foot under the table if I was sitting in the other seat.
100.
So some of these things I don't know. There's a Woodbine gun situation.
Yeah, somebody broke into this person's house.
Oh, was this a shooting?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
tell.
It
So
was fatal. Nothing funny about it, but it's a very
it was
compelling.
it was a break-in and someone used their
Yes.
self-defense.
And the guy, the homeowner said he gave the person several chances to leave and several warnings, and then he shot the guy, and it was fatal.
I don't know. Don't have much sympathy.
Do we
for-
have stand and defend laws here in Maryland?
So in Maryland, we do have a castle doctrine, which means that you can protect yourself in your house. Mm-hmm. The controversy here is there's footage of this. They haven't released it yet.
Oh.
If the second that guy opens the door and comes into your house, then you can use lethal force. Mm-hmm. But they're saying that they think he might have shot out the door, and you can't do that.
So this isn't a settled issue by a long shot.
I don't think so.
Not until we see the stuff. but
They were talking about pressing charges against the homeowners. A lot of people were very upset about that.
Was the person who
Why do they have
was
footage?
the
I guess they
person
had
killed who
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
shot?
he's fatal.
They killed him. Yeah,
I guess
Oh
they
my
have their
goodness.
security system that got the footage.
I think it's from their house. Yeah.
Oh dear God!
So, yeah.
No, that's not funny at all.
no, but the comments on the news stories were
Oh,
funny.
I'm sure they were. Yeah.
People, it's time I weighed in on this, and of course it gets
oh
political.
dear God!
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone divides up in their typical camps.
I love people who would make these declarative statements.
Well, the funny thing to me is that they have no idea the context of the law, and then
Exactly.
on Facebook you have a million, experts in law and self-defense and
Armchair
Amen.
police
lawyers.
tactics and stuff like that, and it's just, and you'll tell, no, you are wrong about that. Like, this is the Maryland law. Like my guy Paul Duffy, who's like, he knows more about the law than anyone I know, and he's just like, man, this is crazy what people think.
You
It's
put
absurd.
someone in front of a keyboard and they become an expert on everything.
You
So-
can learn a lot living in your mom's basement.
Yeah. Well, I played Counter-Strike for a year, so basically makes me an expert.
Basically.
So there's more to come because they're considering pressing charges. We'll have to
Yes.
follow this story. So, man, that's a little bit of a downer. So the other thing we had was there is a little bit of a political brouhaha in Westminster.
Yes, with the mayor and the common council. Mm-hmm. That the
You're the hand of the mayor, so you really got
Yes.
to go through this.
So the-
before.
Hand of the mayor.
the mayor and the common council apparently have always been privy to get health insurance, health benefits.
Well, since 2013 or 14, I think the article said
Right.
there's no written thing, but the idea was if you want to, you can get on to the county health plan.
Yeah, and this is where
It's a very weird thing.
I read the headline, and what happened was the mayor was not going to sign off on it yet.
It was a vote, 3-1 vote to send it to the mayor, right?
Yes.
And Ben Yingling voted no.
Well, the whole point of the article, I think, was that the mayor was against it.
Well, he wouldn't sign it,
Right. But
which is different than vetoing it.
his stance was he was against it, and I thought, well, good for him. He's not wasting the taxpayers' money. And of course, people were getting all yay the mayor. And then I read into it some more, and you're right. They can get on it if they want, but it's not free. It isn't free to them. I think it still does cost the taxpayers money, but there's a lot of gray area there. So I'm not sure. And I don't live in Westminster proper, so I don't have a lot to say about it. But I do work in Westminster City.
Well, your business is in Westminster.
Yes, so
So
I'm
is
definitely
mine.
within city limits.
So is Sherry's.
I do pay property taxes.
Yeah, I own property in Westminster proper, but I'm still not allowed to vote for the city council or the mayor because I don't reside in Westminster proper.
Can you like set up a
I would-
cot and get that vote?
I don't know. I would like to petition to be allowed to do that.
Yeah, wait a minute, but you own a residential.
I own property,
But
but I do not actually live in Westminster.
But you have residential units, so couldn't you
yeah, no.
live in one of them?
I don't. I'm not a resident of said building.
She's
you
not
need
willing-
a slimy mayor. A slimy mayor.
Uh-oh.
She needs to commit.
You need a slimy lawyer, is what I meant to say.
Oh, Dennis, are you available?
No, not for that. What you need is a criminal attorney. Right? So no, not for that. So you're like really big on her committing voter fraud. So she can get that one vote.
What I do is I encourage the people who live in my building to vote. I don't dictate to them for whom to vote.
Good.
But I say, hey, you know what, guys? You should really, if there's a general election today or there's an election for city council or whatever, you really need to go and vote.
Yeah. So this whole thing, I actually am kind of confused about it because everyone's getting the benefit right now.
Yes, yeah, but I think the
It's
mayor
not
is
codified.
the mayor. I think he's saying is trying to save taxpayers' money.
Yeah, and it's not saying they're not necessarily, the council and the mayor are not necessarily going to take advantage of this
Right.
health
Right.
insurance plan. And from what I gathered from the article, Joe was kind of like, they consider full-time and part-time employees eligible for this, and I don't see us as such, which he was just being a little kind of self-deprecating because I can tell you that the mayor and the city council people are more than full-time
Yeah, they put a lot of hours
jobs.
in.
They do put a lot of weird hours in too because people call them with problems nonstop. I take advantage of calling my councilmen and women and the mayor.
Oh, is it just the men?
I
Yeah.
said men and women.
Wow, so sexist.
You both. The least sexist person in this
That's
room.
why
Thank
it's
you very
funny.
much.
We're like doubting her bona fides, and she just organized the Pride Parade. It's
Right.
It's real funny.
Yeah, that's hysterical. But yeah, I think that Joe was just kind of like trying to be like a good guy and say, we shouldn't take advantage of this because we're not technically employees. But I beg to differ. I think they do more than enough for the city. Randy's walking out now
Just opening the door.
Oh, the
Why?
temperature.
because I'm getting hot.
It's getting hot in here.
No, Dan, you're just getting hot because
Is it hot in here? Or is it just me
Mike's
and Mike?
here.
So we'll see what happens with that. I felt that was interesting because it was. I feel like they've actually voted on stuff that's much more significant, but for whatever reason, this has like sparked a lot of interest.
Well, I think maybe because the mayor is in opposition to the council, and that doesn't happen very often. I don't think.
Meanwhile, does anybody in this room live in Westminster City?
I do not.
No. I mean,
Yeah, so-
there's 3 of us that have businesses here.
Right.
But you're not in the city limits, Dennis.
No, I'm on city water and sewer, but not in the
But
city
you're
limits.
not really, so you can't vote for the council either. That's really interesting.
No, yeah, because they have to, like the hospital and farm museum, they have all that infrastructure run out that far, so we like hook into it, but we're
Right.
not.
What's the reason why they don't want business? I mean, you'd think that that would be great to have the input of the people that are like, you know,
I think it's just
bringing
because
commerce to the city.
it's because you have to you have to like plant your flag somewhere. So it's like your residence is like based your voting. Like what if I worked in Pennsylvania? I lived in Westminster or whatever.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not so worried about the voting,
That doesn't really bother
but
me.
it's just an interesting thing to squabble about.
I definitely get my voice heard.
People need something to squabble about.
We need it. So
So true.
it's something to fight about. We don't have warfare anymore, unless of course you enroll in a combat martial art and you get that sort of stuff on the mats instead of on the internet.
Hey.
I wonder where you could do that.
So I think what's going to happen with this vote then, if Joe decides in the end not to sign it, it will go back to the council for voting. And I think Tony Cavacci said in the article that he would vote in favor of. So it will.
Because he'd abstain.
He's the swing vote,
He
right?
didn't abstain. He was out of town.
Yeah.
And I think that if the council passes it then with a second vote, then it goes into being.
Right. Understood. So that'll be another thing we have to follow. So someone had a bad review about a local business.
Yeah, they broke our rules.
Tell me more.
We're breaking our rules all over the place.
Yeah, this guy did a bit of bad.
We're the rule setter now.
He did a bad review of C5.
Is
Is that what it's called? C5 sushi?
Q5.
Q5.
Q5. Yeah.
God, how do I misspell a one-letter word?
Sushi Q5.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go. Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
He did a bad review of their food, and but apparently he did not speak to them. He did not complain to a manager.
Oh, I think I saw this. I think the funniest thing was the cop out where he said, I wasn't giving a bad review. I said some good things as well. So this doesn't apply to me.
I think the only good thing he said was he hadn't tried the sushi.
Right.
He just had something else. Like
yeah.
So wait, he gave a poor review
Of their
a sushi
hibachi.
place
Of their
without
hibachi
getting
food.
sushi.
Yeah.
It's I'm just really mad that Pizza Hut's salad is bad.
Right, exactly.
Really
That's
upset
exactly it.
about that.
Nobody would eat salad anyway. Who would do that? Give me a plate of landscaping.
Pizza Hut for a long time was the number one consumer of kale because they'd use it on their pizza bars to like make
right.
the aesthetic. Of course,
Yeah.
now people actually eat kale, so I don't know if that's true anymore.
I would so call the health department on a place that served primarily pizza but also served salad.
Well, there's a lot of places to call. They all have got salads, Randy.
E. coli,
We've had this fight
insects.
before.
Yes, we have.
You don't like pizza and salads. We get it. So they didn't follow someone else. I always feel a lot of gratification. This is what my life has come to because other people are putting down our charts
I love that.
about stuff.
Oh, it's got its own life.
It does.
Critical mass, I believe it's called.
Yeah. Okay. You are the meme now.
What charts? What do you mean those charts? Like
He hasn't seen it?
No, I don't think
We're
I've
not a
seen
critical
this.
mass yet.
We on each of our episodes we have a different graphic, and one of our graphics was like a flow chart about could you complain about a local business.
Okay, I did see that.
Yeah.
I did see that. Do this. You didn't do this. Okay. then
Right. Did you
can
talk to a
complain.
manager?
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Did they
did see
fix
that.
it? Yes.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I mean, and you're like that's the thing too. It's I think all of us here are business owners, and
Yeah.
if someone has like a legitimate complaint, like I want to hear it because
For
like
sure. Please tell me.
if it's something I can address, I can. And truth be told, there's a percentage of people that are the one part of the chart. They're just like can't be saved
No, they
because they
cannot
just
be
have
helped.
like an expectation that's unreasonable.
Yes.
You know, it's like
We once had a student quit because of the weather outside. It's just too cold.
It was too cold to roll?
I'm like, well, we have heat in the building. No, but like between the drive from the house and coming into the business, my son, he just thinks it's too cold. We got it.
He doesn't sound like he's martial arts material.
Not.
no.
I had to like stop myself from laughing because I thought he was joking around at first.
Right.
And then he looked at me dead serious, and I was like, "Oh, you're being for real."
He was talking about his kid.
Yes.
So it was too cold for the kid or too cold for the dad or mom.
The dad was making an excuse, obviously.
Yeah. The kid. Yeah.
It's so
cold
funny
outside.
because the truth
Wow.
the truth is so much easier than these BS lies. One of my friends had someone cancel for a job interview, and they said the day before I'm having car trouble. And it's like, okay,
we should save this because you have that top 10 list for
yeah, we got top
people
10
calling
list.
out.
That's
That reminds
true.
me of someone that. Dude,
But-
I've heard some good ones.
But real quick, you did another video that you probably forgot that
Probably.
about people quitting and being a good parent and being and not spoiling your kids and being too soft with your kids about how if you're saying that you can't afford jujitsu, but you're smoking a pack of cigarettes a day, the cigarettes are probably costing you more. If you can afford cigarettes, you can afford your kid to
Do anything.
to do anything. And I believe that every kid should have martial arts experience and public speaking experience. Those two things will get you very, very far
A
in life.
scholar and a soul warrior.
And I think kids should know how to swim too.
Yes. Okay. Swimming is good also. Sure.
All right, we've settled that problem. There's 3 things your kids need. We've
Math.
figured it out.
I mean, we could go into that.
You don't really need math if you can swim, bro.
You can outswim your numbers. That's easy.
If you can fight, just
Outfight it,
you could
outswim
just
it.
extort the teacher into giving you the A.
That's right. Go to
That's
sleep.
your public. That's with your public speaking experience.
Do not do that. I'm not advocating violence on our educators here. We support teachers big time.
The views just discussed are not reflected by me in any way.
No, me either.
Wait a minute.
This is all Dennis and Randy.
All right. It's fine. It's fine.
That's fine.
Whatever.
This is not satire. It's all serious.
It's very.
So those were the big subjects that we wanted to discuss. But we had our top 10 list. This is, I think, Sherry. You
Are we
have-
there already? Oh my gosh. Okay.
aren't we?
We're about a half hour in.
Jesus.
Time flies. Time flies when Mike's here.
So-
I fell asleep in the beginning when Mike was talking.
Jesus,
What?
All that too.
Jesus.
That's disrespectful.
So-
I'm just kidding.
you want me to
I did
get rid
that.
of her, Mike? And take care of her?
Yes.
No, I had to
That's
angle
fine.
my chair so I could get a better look at him. That's what I was doing.
Okay,
Atta
there you
girl.
go. Look at the he's got sleeves and he's got sleeves. You know.
I know it's pretty hot.
So
I'm blushing.
I think-
this place is great.
this is the one I think
Randy
your
doesn't
permanent
make you
chair.
blush.
Sherry has a specific experience with this. What is our top 10 list?
Our top 10 list is the top 10 excuses to call out of work.
So you've had employees, Sherry. Surely these are all fictional and not real.
Not a single one of these has ever actually happened to
Okay,
me
all right.
at all.
Okay.
Okay. Are you boys ready?
Yes.
Okay, number 10. All of my underwear is dirty.
Wow.
Oh, okay. All right.
Mine is too, but I don't wear any.
Right, that's the answer. Well, so come in commando.
Yeah.
Not a lot less separating us.
You don't have no shirts, no underwear, no service.
No, I don't care if you're wearing underwear or not, as long as you
Noted.
have pants on.
Noted.
Okay. Next time you get a coffee, Randy's gonna have a funny look on his face.
Yep, he definitely will.
Funnier than usual.
Number 9. The spider in my shower just won't move out.
So they
All
couldn't
right.
take a shower and come to work because
Right.
there's a spider,
There's a spider
guarding,
in the shower.
guarding the shower.
Hey, hats off to that
Guard
spider.
spider.
It really
That's
got the
a really
shower.
good one.
The shower's on lock. The spider's like, eh.
No,
And it's not like you have
I'm not
like,
moving.
You don't have an easy way to get rid of it either. It's not like there's anything you could do to deter
I mean,
the
it's a
spider.
valid excuse. It's
in the shower,
airtight.
yeah.
You know, it's airtight. You're not coming to work. I get it. I'm in the middle of a perfect game of bowling.
That's honest.
I
mean,
appreciate that.
Yeah, there's something about
There's a
I
what?
appreciate that.
1 in 500 chance that you're going to bowl a perfect game, I think, right?
Well, the interesting thing.
Now here's the thing. Did they complete and bowl the perfect game?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They never came back to work after that, so they might have gone pro.
Dang, we'll never know.
But the funny thing is how long did you think the bowling was going to take?
Right? Like how long is
mean,
a game?
that's-
Bowling games of bowling aren't that long.
I don't know. I mean,
Are they even-
especially if you're bowling a perfect game, that's going to
You
go
should be
fast,
cruising.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
should be cruising.
Yeah.
You just
Throwing
strike.
strikes.
Boy, I got
Yeah.
duped on that one.
Gotcha.
Is it called a game of bowling? Is it a round of
A
bowling?
round?
I don't know.
You're asking the wrong person. The last time I went bowling, I ripped my pants right down the middle and had to leave.
And then you couldn't go to work.
I
You couldn't go
yep,
to-
and then I couldn't teach anyone. Sorry, guys.
Next day, he's like, I can't come in. My pants are ripped. In fact, your pants are ripped right now. That's more of a style.
Well, you know,
Don't tell me
Mike
that.
and Dan and Randy were alone for a minute before I got here, so that might explain that.
Now, these are style. This is a style thing. This isn't a
okay.
Randy thing.
All right.
This isn't
if you
Mike
say
likes it
so.
rough thing.
If you say so.
Okay.
Number 7, I'm waiting on my drug dealer. Thanks for that one, Dennis. That was a good one.
That's why I couldn't come to the podcast. Just kidding.
Number 6, I'm binging that new Netflix show.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You
Again,
can't
it's
stop.
Honest.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like,
but again, the
it's
honest ones don't
mainlining.
bother me as bad as the bullshit ones.
Yeah.
We're learning a lot here.
If you're just really, if like you're just like a burnout and you can't make it, like I can
Just
respect
tell
that
them
to
I'm
some
too
extent.
fucking high. I'm a piece of shit. I can't come today. Just say that.
Love it.
I'll let that slide. You can work. We'll figure that out. But if you're a liar,
Number 5, that brownie I ate was way more powerful than I expected.
Yeah, see, there you go. Like
That's a
good
dosing
reason not to
issue.
show up.
You know, and now that you have green cards in Maryland, you can really control that better. You know, you're just not reliant on unreliable people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's keep going. These are good.
Number 4, the carnival's in town.
Yeah, you just shut down. You just shut it all down for Reese.
Yep. This one I got actually yesterday. Yesterday. You know what yesterday was, right, guys?
Was
Yeah.
it like some national holiday?
Yeah.
Here we go.
It was National Tequila Day.
Okay.
So the excuse yesterday was I still have half a bottle of tequila to finish.
Well, that person's not a quitter.
No. I mean,
Yeah, you got to admire that.
the person did not say I will not be in after I down this handle of tequila. They just said they needed to finish the bottle of tequila.
It's interesting. They weren't about finishing their job. They're finishing their other job.
Exactly.
Their passion.
But
Like it's-
again, there is
like
some
it's your
dedication
job.
there.
Yeah, just the wrong.
And then the second call I got yesterday.
This is all yesterday.
The second call I got yesterday was my blow and go won't let my car start. So you can't.
Blowing guy?
Not a National Tequila Day
Yeah, you
claims another
can't-
victim.
You can't
Oh! I thought that was raunchy for a different reason.
dear Lord,
I was
Dennis,
like trying to figure that one out.
get your head out of the gutter.
You
it
estate lawyers.
All this
I tell ya.
sexual tension
Blow and
between
go.
Mike and Randy.
You could. Oh, maybe one day we'll have blow and goes here, but
May have earlier before you showed up. What do
I'm
you
talking
think?
about a hair parlor.
Please don't ever put one of those on my microphone. Okay, and the number one reason. You guys ready for this?
Yeah,
The number one
you
reason
can hear Randy's drum roll.
to call out of work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still upset over that whole Tony Stark thing.
Oh boy. There's some
Nuh-uh,
more.
that's not
Spoiler.
real.
Wait, or there's a high percentage of these were real, correct?
Sure.
I think they were.
Does anyone ever
Would you like to hear the 2 from today that literally I just got today? No,
Yes.
actually, I'm not going to say that.
Oh, come on. You got to do it now.
They're really not funny. Actually, now that I think about it, they're not funny.
Okay.
So, how many of those excuses resulted in never coming back? All of them?
I really am. I don't. No.
Play.
Not with that kind of stuff. That's just dumb.
Yeah.
I mean,
incompetence cannot be fixed. If someone's having an issue,
it's not. And you know what? And I've weeded out a lot of people over the years, but I have good people now. So
yeah.
But when you say
mean-
weeded,
mostly.
when you say weeded, what do you
I've
mean?
Well, the one guy
Smoked-
weeded himself
I've
out on that
smoked
brownie,
them
bro.
out.
All right, here's
I'm
your
too weeded.
Here's your initiation. We're gonna hot box the whole place. Weed you out. Okay. I can't. I mean, Sherry, you're a saint for having to deal with this, like, for real. It's like, how do you deal with that on a regular basis?
So, can I ask you a question? Where do you have all these employees? Where do you? I'm unfamiliar.
So she operates Birdie's Cafe in West.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
He's the
guess
owner.
You don't listen to the podcast. Huh?
Well, I haven't heard that part. Randy just busted me. My sister-in-law works there.
What? Who's your sister-in-law?
Nicole.
No.
Genie Birds or
That's
Birdies?
what I'm thinking of.
See,
all the birds.
You've
so-
got all the the Genie Birds and Birdies both on Main Street.
Gotcha.
I was there first.
I've had clients try to meet me at Genie Birds. I'm like, I'm not a Genie Birds. I'm a Birdies.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going. You come.
It
with me.
happens a lot. People will actually walk in and they're like, "Oh, I'm here to meet someone," and I'm like, "I'm gonna bet you in about 5 minutes that these people are gonna realize they're in 2 different places."
Well, I love that place.
Birdie's Cafe or Genie Bird?
Well, I love both, but I like yours a lot.
You've been to Birdie's Cafe?
I have, yeah.
Oh, okay. What did
And
you like
I
best
used
about
to go.
it?
I used to go there when I lived in town all the time when it was, I guess, called the Poorhouse.
Oh yeah, that was a long time
Okay,
ago.
that-
yeah.
you know his favorite thing
gigs
is the
there.
Gouda Buddha. He's going to say it. Come on.
I like what was the one that I got? Something with apples on it.
Yeah, that was the
Some kind of
Poorhouse.
turkey. No. This is you.
No. That was the Poorhouse, I promise. Yeah.
Did it have pear
I've
on it,
eaten there
maybe?
recently though. Maybe that's what it was.
But
That's the Gouda Buddha,
The Gouda
right?
Buddha had a pear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's turkey, pear, bacon, Gouda.
Yeah. That's the one.
That's the Gouda Buddha. It's Randy's favorite sandwich
He
too.
he won't eat.
Course.
He won't eat it with the pear though.
No pear, though.
No pear. He doesn't like the thing that
So
the
this
So,
makes
unique.
sense.
so what we do
This
with the
makes sense
pear
because this
with
is a lot of
Randy's
you-
sandwich, we just take it and we blend it up in his Snowbird, and he gets it
You
that
son
way.
of a bitch.
Yeah.
You force
They gotta
it.
make sure you
You
get all
didn't
your
see me put
vitamins
that in
and
there
vegetables.
yesterday, Randy? All the pears in your peanut butter mocha Snowbird.
Now you just outed me for liking peanut butter mocha.
So this makes sense.
What's
You have a
wrong
lot
with
of
that?
younger employees.
I do have a lot of
And I think that's-
younger, but I do have older employees as well. I do.
Yeah.
And I don't get quite as much BS
I was going to
from
say,
them.
because I
Actually,
have a
none from
mixture
them.
too, but like my older employees, I've intentionally started hiring older people and not younger
yeah.
people because they tend to be just more reliable.
I'm done with anybody who's not graduated from high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I
21
can't deal.
is even kind of my limit. I got one kid right now who's like 19 and he's like an anomaly. But even he had to get fired and rehired to get his shit together.
He had to take a trip down unemployment lane.
And now he's great, you know. He's But yeah, hiring young people is tough. I had a kid
It is.
literally tell me he lived 5 minutes from the gym. He showed up 2 hours late. So he missed the main the kids classes, which are the main reason he's there. And he's like, "Dude, I just got lost."
5 minutes away.
I'm like, "Bro, you live like I know where your family lives. Like you live like right up the road." I'm like, I should fire you just right now for being so dumb.
maybe it was
Several of my employees live upstairs in the top of the cafe.
In the same building, and they
in
get
the
lost.
same building, and they get lost on their way to work. So
maybe you know
I don't know what to tell you.
Not-
I think it happens to the best of them.
maybe it's like a psychedelic loss.
It might be.
I got lost.
Yeah, dude.
Let's go back to
Yeah.
those brownies one more time.
I got lost in the experience. So.
Not really sure what's going on in my building.
So, well, you're not getting to vote having a
No,
we know that much.
and my voice is not being heard.
Your voice not being heard. So, Mike, tell us one more time where we can find out everything about your dojo.
Real Jiu-Jitsu, that's JIUJITSU, realjujitsu.com. And it's Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, Maryland. Yeah, 100% legit Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, right in Vicksburg.
You got your black belt in Brazil. Not many people can say that.
That's true statement.
Yeah. So, and we'll have that link in the show notes and on Facebook too.
Definitely.
So we'll take you right there. So, Mike, awesome having you here today.
Dude, thanks for having me, man.
Great catching
Thank you.
up.
And Randy, you know, we'll exchange digits after the show.
Oh,
Nice.
Okay.
You can just slide in my DMs, Randy.
I do.
All right. I'm Dennis Twigg.
I'm Randy Goldstein.
I'm Sherry Hosfeld Joseph.
And this is Mike Stewart for Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, Maryland. One last shameless plug.
Not shameless. See you later.